Hello and welcome to Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. This is Cyrus coming at you with another video, and tonight's topic is why is it that spirits want us to heal ourselves rather than them coming in and doing the work for us. Now, this is a little bit controversial, but I wanted to bring this up because sometimes people, I guess, lose their sense of, when I use the word faith, but I would say your sense of commitment to this field when basically your prayers go unanswered. And this has always been a debate in theology. Why does God heal the sick? How come I prayed and somebody around me didn't get better from the sickness that they were having, or then they passed away because of it? And so this issue of theology actually kind of splices into the world of spirituality, life after death, and stuff that we talk about here, because it's still the same concept. Even if you replace God with a spiritual being, a person on a higher dimensional wavelength, a person who's passed away. So the question then is, why wouldn't they heal somebody because you are praying to them? Firstly, what I will say is that in this field of spiritual studies, there are cases where this happens, right? So I have researched incidences of spiritual healing sessions that have had quite remarkable results for people, including in seances, as well as prayer itself. Prayer itself seems to have an effect, and in some cases, people do miraculously get better. And there's also a lot of near-death experiences where people get over their sickness. Anita Moorjani is the most obvious example that comes to mind, whereupon healing was an aspect of her NDE. She was surely going to die based upon her terminal cancer and what it was doing to her body, which initiated the NDE. And then within her NDE, she was healed. It carried over into her body, and then the body healed itself, and she believed that the cancer itself was a manifestation in some energetic level of her psychology, and like when that issue was fixed, the cancer went away. Obviously, some people take this too far. There's certain channelers on YouTube and people who use that concept to shame people who are sick and saying you brought it about yourself because of your thought process. And I am not into that new age shaming crap that people in the spiritual communities do. I know a lot of you guys who have been watching this channel for a while, you know how I feel about those types of things. But it still has a point. It can still be relevant sometimes, maybe not every time, but that is still a relevant thing. So obviously, yes, so connecting with that side can heal people, but a lot of the times it doesn't. And so even if there is an opportunity for someone on that side to heal us of our sickness, why wouldn't they do it? The way I can gather, there's two main reasons why they don't help us when we're sick. But before we go further, you're watching Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics, where we deal with these types of issues and try to put a logical spin on a lot of these topics. If you like this kind of thing, then go down, hit that subscribe button. It helps keep this channel going. Liking the video, sharing it may help someone else as well. And if you want to get involved, work with me personally, you could go to afterlifetopics.com and head on over to Afterlife University. This is the top little link up here on the top part of the page. Let me just load up my internet again. Here we go. And if you want to join the private classes, have unlimited coaching with me, you can join. You can sign up right there, Afterlife University. We do discussions twice a week. We're kind of like an inner circle community for this channel and for the group. A lot of topics that I bring up here or on the main Facebook, it comes up because of things that we discuss or things that the kind of elite level patrons bring up here at the VIP patron group. So if you want to get involved, you can sign up here on this page. Okay, so to continue, thanks for bearing with my commercial. So when we're dealing with healing, why do spirits not often heal us? What are these two different things? Well, there's two reasons, right? So the first reason involves our individual growth. So it's strange as it may be, sicknesses are something which, if they do happen in other worlds or astral dimensions, it doesn't happen, it doesn't, we don't get affected by it to the same level as we do here in this very dense, very physical universe that we currently exist in, where we are at the mercy, at the odds of the environment. So when you become sick, it can be this extraordinary lesson for people, presuming you survive the sickness. So sometimes it's strange it is, dealing with the misery and dealing with that process of getting better can help people walk out on the other side of that, and their life becomes not only more meaningful in this world, but it becomes more meaningful in any world that they go to when they leave this world behind, because they were given that kind of gift of contrast of what it's like for a physical phenomena to be pressing against you, to be hitting you, to be attacking your senses, and to be causing you to have to reevaluate your priorities and learn how to transcend certain elements of your life or in your body to cope with it. And then when the sickness goes away, suddenly everything feels 10 times better than it used to. And I think that souls want that experience sometimes. So praying won't do any good if this was actually something on some level that maybe you want, right? I should add, maybe there's a third reason as well, okay? Because branching off from that, it's also possible that someone could have a sickness, and as in like in Anita Morjani's case, it's being precipitated by some kind of a mental energetic condition inside the body that's manifesting as this biological illness, and no amount of prayer will be able to work in that case, because you do have to fix it yourself. You, like, whatever the energy block is, whatever it is, it needs to go away. So I don't think every cancer, for example, is caused by this. I think sometimes it is just a nature, and it's things that we can't avoid. So it's again, I don't agree with certain channelers who might criticize on this channel sometimes, who push that idea out. But in some cases, it might be. So in the case that it's an energetically developed disease, and if, like, let's say you're a misanthrope and you hate humanity and you think humanity is a cancer, and that manifests as a cancer, then prayer won't help, because it's that attitude that's manifesting the sickness. So you have to change your energy to be able to get rid of the sickness, and prayer won't do anything. So there's a third reason of why reaching out to the beyond may not cure somebody of their physical ailments. And this one is a little bit crazier. Maybe it's not, as common, but it's a rationalization that I believe that those of us whom, our brothers and sisters in the world beyond, in the astral world or other planes, whatever you want to call it, the multiverse, when looking at a more primitive civilization like this one, why they may look at us and decide just a non-intervention policy is best. And that's because I think that we should have cures to most of our illnesses and diseases and viruses and immune system issues and cancers and whatnot. Like, we should have those cures already. And if we were on a healthy progression as a civilization at this stage, we would. But we don't have those cures. Why not? Because our priorities are aligned in the wrong places. You have institutions and corporations and people who are prioritizing selfishness and service to self, as they say, and perhaps even profiting off of the illnesses and the sicknesses and the deaths of others. Now, unfortunately, people behaving this way, corporations or institutions or cabals and whatever you want to call it, they are still representative of humanity. It's not just this one small snippet. They are unfortunate ambassadors of what we humans are like. And so on a higher perspective, if a higher being is looking at that, then they may feel like, I'm not going to help these guys because they've had many opportunities to not think so selfishly and fix some of these issues themselves. So when someone down there is dying of one of these diseases, those diseases by all means should already be fixed. Why isn't it fixed? And they may just decide not to help out at all because this is our problem that we made. And I do sincerely believe that most diseases we could have cures for by now if our system ran more efficiently by more ethical people. And it's also if we didn't have materialism as the foundation of all our sciences. If we incorporated more non-material concepts into our sciences, probably we could be not only traveling among the stars, which probably we do already in secret programs, but it's not accessible by the masses. And we'd have some level of control over our physical bodies and well-being. But bad people have designed a system that keeps the masses enslaved, sick, and dying, and then they stay on top, safe from uprising and profiting off of everybody else's misery. And I think higher dimensional beings look at how that is playing out on this planet, and they're just disgusted by it, and maybe they don't even want to get involved with our mess. That's the unfortunate reality. So at the end of the day, we have to manifest a better reality than this. We have to get out there and do something. There was I was listening to Daniel Brinkley. He wrote the book. Was it Saved by the Light? Possibly. Maybe I'm not getting the name of his most famous book correct. I think it was Saved by the Light. Anyway, Daniel Brinkley. He wrote back in the 90s through his NDE revelations that the future of mankind will depend on healthcare, and he had a lot of inclinations toward things reaching ahead around this time, now during the pandemic. And it's starting to seem like the future of mankind will rest on healthcare, that healthcare itself has to evolve to the point where everything I talked about in this video gets rectified, where we do begin solving our sicknesses, where the world doesn't come to its knees during pandemics and the evil players are rooted out of that system, so that we can have health and vibrancy and be able to slowly bring this world closer in line to the spirit world, which is kind of the main point behind why we're here. So this is Cyrus. Thanks for watching this. Hope this was of some meaning to you. You can pick up books of my own to learn about this topic and more at afterlifetopics.com. Pick up books like Understanding Life After Death, the Afterlife, and Beyond. Again, you can join the patron groups or the university group. Or shoot me a message on here. Leave a comment. Whatever it is you want to do, I'll be around. Thank you for watching and participating, and I'll see you guys on the next video.